According to the 1999 National Electrical Code, specifically Article 514.5, unattended self-service gasoline stations are required to have emergency disconnect. These emergency controls must be located more than 20 feet, but less than 100 feet from the fuel dispenser. Therefore, the maximum distance one of these disconnects may be located from the dispenser is 50 feet. This requirement is in place to ensure that in an emergency situation, personnel can quickly and easily shut down the fuel dispensing equipment to prevent or mitigate potential hazards. The emergency disconnect serves as a critical safety measure, allowing for the immediate cessation of fuel flow in the event of a fire, spill, or other dangerous occurrence. It is crucial for gasoline station owners and operators to adhere to these regulations to protect the safety of their customers, employees, and the surrounding environment. The National Electrical Code provides detailed guidelines for the installation and placement of electrical equipment in hazardous locations such as gasoline stations to minimize the risk of explosions and fires. Article 514 specifically addresses the requirements for motor fuel dispensing facilities, including the need for emergency shut-off devices. These devices are designed to interrupt the power supply to the fuel dispensing equipment, thereby stopping the flow of gasoline or other flammable liquids. The placement of the emergency disconnects is carefully regulated to ensure that they are readily accessible and can be activated quickly in an emergency. The requirement that the disconnects be located more than 20 feet from the dispenser is intended to prevent them from being damaged or rendered inaccessible in the event of a fire or explosion near the dispenser. At the same time, the requirement that they be located less than 100 feet from the dispenser ensures that they are within a reasonable distance for someone to reach and activate them in a timely manner. The 1999 National Electrical Code represents a snapshot in time, and electrical codes are updated on a regular basis, typically every 3 years, to reflect changes in technology, industry best practices, and safety concerns. Therefore, it is essential to consult the most current version of the National Electrical Code and any applicable local codes and regulations to ensure compliance with the latest safety standards. When working with electrical systems in hazardous locations, it is imperative to employ qualified and experienced electricians who are familiar with the specific requirements of the National Electrical Code and other relevant standards. These professionals have the knowledge and skills necessary to install and maintain electrical equipment safely and effectively, minimizing the risk of accidents and injuries. In addition to the emergency disconnects, gasoline stations are required to have a number of other safety features, such as fire extinguishers, warning signs, and spill containment systems. These measures are designed to prevent accidents, mitigate the impact of spills, and protect the environment. Regular inspections and maintenance are essential to ensure that all safety equipment is in good working order and that potential hazards are identified and addressed promptly. The National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, publishes the National Electrical Code, which is widely adopted as the standard for electrical safety in the United States and other countries. The National Electrical Code provides detailed guidance on the safe installation and use of electrical equipment in a wide range of applications, from residential wiring to industrial power systems. It is important to note that the National Electrical Code is not a substitute for sound engineering judgment and that qualified professionals should be consulted for specific design and installation requirements. The requirements outlined in Article 514.5 are just one aspect of the overall safety plan for an unattended self-service gasoline station. A comprehensive safety plan should also include procedures for handling spills, preventing fires, and responding to other emergencies. Employees should be properly trained on these procedures and should be familiar with the location of all safety equipment. Regular drills and simulations can help to ensure that employees are prepared to respond effectively in an emergency situation. The goal of all safety measures at a gasoline station is to protect the safety of people and the environment. By adhering to the requirements of the National Electrical Code and implementing a comprehensive safety plan, gasoline station owners and operators can minimize the risk of accidents and create a safe environment for their customers and employees. The proper installation and maintenance of electrical equipment are critical to preventing fires and explosions at gasoline stations. Electrical systems should be inspected regularly for signs of damage or wear, and any necessary repairs should be made promptly. Wiring should be properly insulated and protected from physical damage, and all electrical connections should be tight and secure. Overloaded circuits can overheat and cause fires, so it is important to ensure that circuits are not overloaded and that appropriate circuit breakers or fuses are used. In addition to the National Electrical Code, there may be other applicable codes and regulations that govern the operation of gasoline stations. These may include local fire codes, environmental regulations, and building codes. It is important to be familiar with all applicable codes and regulations and to ensure that the gasoline station is in compliance with them. The enforcement of safety regulations at gasoline stations is typically the responsibility of local fire marshals, building inspectors, and other regulatory agencies. These officials may conduct periodic inspections to ensure that gasoline stations are in compliance with applicable codes and regulations. Failure to comply with safety regulations can result in fines, penalties, and even the closure of the gasoline station. The safe operation of gasoline stations is a shared responsibility that involves owners, operators, employees, and regulatory agencies. By working together, these stakeholders can help to ensure that gasoline stations are safe places for people to work and visit. The information provided here is for general informational purposes only and should not be considered as professional advice. Always consult with qualified professionals for specific advice and guidance on electrical safety and code compliance. Changes and interpretations of the National Electrical Code can occur, so staying updated with the latest revisions and local amendments is crucial for those involved in the design, installation, and inspection of electrical systems, especially in potentially hazardous locations like gasoline stations. Understanding the specific requirements for emergency disconnects, as outlined in Article 514.5 of the 1999 National Electrical Code, contributes to the overall safety and operational effectiveness of unattended self-service gasoline stations. These regulations, while focused on electrical safety, are integral to a larger framework of safety measures intended to mitigate risks associated with fuel dispensing and storage. The role of qualified electricians and inspectors cannot be overstated in ensuring adherence to these codes. Their expertise is vital in the correct implementation and maintenance of electrical systems, thereby safeguarding against potential hazards. The ongoing education and training of personnel who manage and operate gasoline stations are also crucial. Equipped with the knowledge of emergency procedures and safety protocols, these individuals become essential components of a comprehensive safety strategy. Periodic reviews and updates of safety plans are necessary to accommodate changes in technology, regulations, and best practices. This proactive approach to safety ensures that gasoline stations remain compliant and prepared for various emergency scenarios. The collaborative effort between industry stakeholders, regulatory bodies, and the public fosters a culture of safety that benefits everyone involved. By prioritizing safety and adhering to the guidelines set forth in the National Electrical Code and other relevant regulations, the risks associated with gasoline stations can be significantly reduced, creating safer environments for both workers and consumers. The evolution of electrical safety standards reflects a continuous commitment to improving safety and preventing accidents in various settings, including gasoline stations. The National Electrical Code is not static. It is periodically revised to incorporate new technologies, address emerging hazards, and refine existing requirements. This dynamic nature of the National Electrical Code underscores the importance of ongoing learning and adaptation for those involved in the electrical industry. The requirements for emergency disconnects at gasoline stations exemplify the proactive approach taken to mitigate risks and enhance safety. By providing a means to quickly shut down fuel dispensing equipment in an emergency, these disconnects serve as a critical safety feature that can help prevent fires, explosions, and other hazardous events. The specific placement requirements for emergency disconnects, as outlined in the National Electrical Code, are designed to ensure that they are readily accessible and can be activated quickly in an emergency. The requirement that the disconnects be located more than 20 feet from the dispenser is intended to protect them from damage in the event of a fire or explosion near the dispenser. The requirement that they be located less than 100 feet from the dispenser ensures that they are within a reasonable distance for someone to reach and activate them in a timely manner. The emergency disconnects are typically marked with clear and conspicuous signage to make them easy to identify in an emergency. The signage should include instructions on how to activate the disconnects and should be visible from a distance. The proper maintenance of emergency disconnects is essential to ensure that they are in good working order and can be relied upon in an emergency. The disconnects should be inspected regularly for signs of damage or wear, and any necessary repairs should be made promptly. The disconnects should also be tested periodically to ensure that they are functioning properly. In addition to the emergency disconnects, gasoline stations are required to have other safety features such as fire extinguishers, warning signs, and spill containment systems. These measures are designed to prevent accidents, mitigate the impact of spills, and protect the environment. The presence of emergency disconnects at gasoline stations is a testament to the commitment to safety in the petroleum industry. By adhering to the requirements of the National Electrical Code and implementing a comprehensive safety plan, gasoline station owners and operators can minimize the risk of accidents and create a safe environment for their customers and employees. The 1999 National Electrical Code, while a valuable resource, is not the most current version. It is important to consult the latest edition of the National Electrical Code and any applicable local codes and regulations to ensure compliance with the latest safety standards. The information provided in this discussion is intended for educational purposes only and should not be considered as professional advice. Always consult with qualified professionals for specific advice and guidance on electrical safety and code compliance. In summary, the maximum distance one of the emergency disconnects may be located from the dispenser is 50 feet, as specified by Article 514.5 of the 1999 National Electrical Code, but always refer to the most current edition and local regulations for up-to-date requirements.